So I got fired for being late once, and I'm still pretty pissed about it. I've been at this company for not long. I was still on probation, but one of the best things about this job was that it was super flexible. Like, everybody came in at 9:15 or 9:20, whenever they really felt like it. As long as you got your work done and weren't missing meetings, it was all good. I had a horrible morning. I had to bike to work that day because everything was just going wrong. It was one of those days that my car wouldn't start and I had to get on the bike.
We've all had a day like that. We've all been late because of a day like that. So if this is isolated, I'm probably going to take this person's side. If I get the sense that this is probably a pattern and they're making excuses, it probably goes the other way. These are usually nuanced.
So I started making my way to work, and on my way in, a car just totally cut me off on the right, like super dangerous. And I swerved and went flying off my bike, scraped up my hands, ripped my pants, the whole deal. I was okay. This lovely woman came over and helped. She put a bandage on my knee. I was bleeding. It was kind of gross, but it was cute. It was a nice moment. Anyway, I felt fine enough to go in, so I messaged my boss, and I had an accident and ended up getting in at like 10-ish. I get in, bleeding, and my manager's waiting for me. She looks pissed and asks me to come into a conference room, and I'm immediately like, oh, am I in trouble? She sat me down with someone from HR. I'm so actively bleeding, by the way, and she basically just fired me on the spot. I obviously asked why, and she said they'd noticed a pattern of lateness, and that an hour was just unacceptable. Honestly, I tried to explain that I told her, but she told me to pack up my things and go. Like, maybe they were doing layoffs or something, and this was just convenient. I don't know. But to fire me while I'm bleeding in the chair, and I've only been an hour late in this economy? I don't know.
So yeah, this one feels a bit nuanced to me, right? So first of all, if the manager is there with HR identifying a pattern of lateness, I find it hard to believe that this is the first time this person's been told they're late. And so I think we might not be getting the full story there. I'm sorry to say. But I probably wouldn't fire the person when they're bleeding in their chair. I would make sure they're okay. I would take care of them. And then I would say, hey, we need to have a conversation later in the day about this. Now, look, here's the reality. No one should ever be surprised by a firing unless, something egregious happened once. But if it's fired for something like lack of performance or coming in late all the time, you should be making it clear leading up to that. If there has been a pattern, then you're telling them each time, hey, that's not right. That's not the expectation. It seems to me here like this employee didn't fully understand the expectations. They think there's a culture of flexibility. Manager and HR clearly have a different view. And so if they haven't been communicating that clearly, this firing's on them. You shouldn't fire someone for being an hour late once. But if it truly is a pattern, they've been telling her that and she's just oblivious to it, then yeah, that person doesn't deserve to work there if they're not going to show up for work.